Welcome to Monetize Your Passion, the podcast for moms looking to use their passions to make a positive difference in the lives of others. I'm Tara Lawn, content strategist and certified life coach. I'm here to help you leverage the power of content creation and organic marketing so you can turn your passion and purpose into profit or a mission. Thanks for joining me. Hey mom, I just wanted to jump in here really quickly again. Are you ready to monetize your God-led passion without the overwhelm? Well, I've created something quick, easy, and practical just for you. The Monetize Your Passion audio bundle is a 14-part collection of powerful, God-centered audio lessons curated from this podcast. Plus, it includes a detailed printable workbook to walk you through the process. You'll learn how to clarify your God-given passion, define your niche and audience, grow with organic marketing, set meaningful goals, plus more. This is perfect for moms, and for a limited time, it's only $27. You can pause when you need to, pray through each step, and let God lead your journey. Click the link in the show notes to download your audio bundle today. All right, let's get into this episode. Hello and welcome to the show. So in this episode, I'm going to be talking about branding basics. So with the rise of artificial everything in such a saturated market, it's more important than ever to set yourself apart. And having a unique brand is key to all of this. So brand building is the process of creating and developing a unique identity, presence, and reputation for your business so that people can recognize, trust, and connect with you. So I'm going to share 5 keys that you need to build a successful brand that truly sets you apart. So many of you know that I built my brand, Tinseltown Mom, over the last 11 years, and a lot of thought and prayer went into every detail: my name, my logo, my theme colors, my messaging, and even the guests that I've invited on. So as I've grown and become more prayerful and clearer on my mission, my brand has grown and evolved right along with me. So here are the 5 keys that I believe are the most important when building your online brand. So the first key is to know your story and your why. Be clear on why you are doing what you are doing. So for me, I've been a dreamer since I was a kid, improvising in the backyard with my sister and my cousins, acting, performing, and even pursuing a Hollywood dream and moving 6 hours away. So that's always been in my heart since I was a kid, just pursuing dreams, pursuing passions. And today, that's my passion. It's to help people to uncover and pursue their God-led passions so they can in turn find the fulfillment from God and also, and most importantly, to help other people. So that's my story and that's my why. So for you, why are you pursuing the things that you're pursuing? What is the story behind why you even got to this point in the first place? How have you evolved over time? How does your story connect with your ideal client? How does your story resonate with the people that you are trying to serve? So knowing your story and why you are doing what you are doing or want to do, to me, that's foundational to all of this. That's the most important thing. And really, it's the hardest part when people are first starting online, in my opinion. Many people start their online journey and they're not even sure of why they're doing what they're doing and the story behind why they're doing it. There is a story there. They just haven't crafted it or figured it out or found a way to tell people their story. And when you know your story and your why, you'll show up more effectively and you'll be able to connect with others in a way that really helps them. But knowing your story and your why is so key to all of this. The second key for brand building is to be clear on who you're trying to help. So when I first started 11 years ago, I knew I wanted to help moms. I knew that was my target group. But I wasn't narrowly focused on the type of moms I really wanted to connect with. I wanted to reach moms in general and help them to figure out what their calling was and use stories because I interviewed hundreds of celebrity moms and I wanted those stories to resonate with my audience. But I wasn't super clear and super niche like I am today because, again, building a brand takes time. It evolves over time. You change, your mission gets tweaked and changes, you rebrand. So that's normal. So for you, be clear on who you're trying to help. If you're clear on who you're trying to help, then you'll be able to show up better for them because you know what type of content they want to hear or want to see. You'll know what platforms to show up on. You'll know what type of content to create and produce on a regular basis. Things will just line up more clearly when you know who you are trying to serve. Even for me, there's one specific person who I know personally. I know their name. She is my ideal client. And every time I produce content, I always have her in mind. I'm thinking about her. Is this something that will resonate with her? Is this offer something that could help her? So for you, maybe your ideal person is you 5 years ago, or maybe it's someone that you are trying to reach and connect with. But just be clear on who you are trying to help, who you are trying to serve, because when that happens, your entire brand will be more clear. When you know who you are trying to serve, who you are trying to help, everything just starts to fall into place. And again, it takes time. It doesn't just happen overnight, but having that clear who you are trying to help will help you in your business and in your brand building. The third key to building an online brand is to define your brand identity. So ask yourself, what do I want my brand to look like? How do I want people to know me? Again, I'll just use myself as an example. When I first started Tinseltown Mom 11 years ago, over 11 years ago now, I knew that I wanted my brand to resonate with moms. I knew that with my brand, I wanted to get certain messages out. I knew that I wasn't trying to, even though I wanted certain messages to come out, I wasn't trying to be controversial, me personally. But I did talk about controversial topics. However, it was not me giving my personal opinion about it. It was more me presenting the topics in a way that allowed my audience to make their own informed decision about what I was presenting. So for you, once you've identified who you're trying to help, then you can figure out with your brand identity what is going to resonate best with the person that you're trying to help. So you see how these are building blocks. You have to have the foundation, know your why, know the person that you're trying to serve. And then when you're trying to define your brand identity, you'll have a clearer picture of what that looks like because you know the person or the type of person that you're trying to reach. Again, for me, when I first started, there was a lot of mommy bloggers out there, and I knew I wanted to set myself apart from the rest of them. So I didn't want my blog to look like the typical mom blog. I wanted it to look like a magazine. I wanted it to be something that was riveting. I liked the color lavender, and I knew that resonated well with women. I wanted the articles that I wrote about to be riveting. So some of the topics even that I talked about were things that celebrity moms went through, but they were still things that everyday moms experienced. So I wrote articles like celebrity moms who had miscarriages, celebrity moms who had stillbirths, celebrity moms whose children have died tragically. So I had all these different articles that I wrote over the years because I wanted those articles, even though these were celebrity moms, I wanted them to resonate with my ideal audience. So my goal was to show that even though these celebrity moms, they live in Hollywood, they live the glamorous life, they've gone through struggles and problems that regular moms have gone through. So even the celebrity moms that I've interviewed, they've had their personal challenges that maybe people had not realized. And my goal was to help regular moms connect with that and connect with them in a way that helped their journey, that encouraged their journey, that inspired their journey. So for you, think about the person that you're trying to help and your brand identity and how that could connect with that person that you're trying to help. It's not just the logo. It's not just the colors. Yes, that's important too, but think about how it will resonate with your ideal customer, especially your voice. How will your voice resonate with your ideal customer? So the fourth key to building an online brand is to build your online presence. So I did a podcast episode maybe a month or so ago about how to figure out which online platform to show up on. I'm going to link it here in the show notes so you can refer to that. But when I first started my blog, my online presence 11 years ago, my blog was my long format platform and I was on social media. I think I chose every social media I could get my hands on, even ones that are extinct today. I was everywhere social media wise, but that was not a good strategy. But of course, I've learned and I've grown along the way. So when you're building your online presence, again, when we go back to the foundational things about knowing your why, be clear on who you're trying to help and your brand identity, then you'll be able to know more clearly what platforms you should show up on. Is your ideal client, are they on Instagram? Are they on TikTok? Are they listening to podcasts? You'll have a clearer picture of where you should show up when you know these foundational things. So when you're building your online presence, my recommendation is to choose one long format platform like a blog, a podcast, or a YouTube channel, and one social media platforms if you're just starting, because it can be overwhelming to create all this content. So after you've chosen your long format platform and your social media platform, you want to be consistent on both. And you also want to build an email list so you can send out weekly newsletters. That's also important with all of this. So this is my strategy. I script out a podcast episode and I record it, and then I will repurpose that into a blog post. And then I will repurpose that blog post into bite-sized social media content. That's my strategy. And then weekly, every week, I will send out an email newsletter just letting my audience know that there's a new podcast episode. If I'm having a giveaway, I'll let them know about that. Or if there's a new interview that I've recorded, I will let them know about that. Anything that's relevant, anything I think that they want to hear about, I will send that to them in my weekly newsletter. So the fifth key to building an online brand is to have a strategic content strategy. And honestly, I think this is where a lot of online business owners struggle because they don't know what type of content they should produce on a regular basis. But if we go back to the other 4 tips, knowing your story and your why, being clear on who you're trying to target, defining your brand identity, and building your online presence, then all of this will be easier to figure out. Because once you figure that all out, then you can figure out what your content strategy should be. What type of content does your ideal customer want to hear from you or receive from you? So even just going back to myself, when I first started, my content strategy was all over the map. Literally, I had no systems in place, no content pillars, no consistent messaging. It was really trial and error. So over the years, I've rebranded, I've niched down, and now my message is much clearer. So my advice is to pick 3 to 4 core themes or content pillars that you'll focus on consistently. And this way your audience knows what to expect from you and they'll keep coming back if your message resonates with them. And make sure your message is consistent across all of your platforms. And then also what's important, I just did an episode on this last week, simple SEO or search engine optimization strategies. I will link that in the show notes as well. Please do not overlook SEO. Because if you are trying to reach people online, it's so important to know what keywords your ideal audience is looking for. What keywords are they searching for on Google or on the Instagram browser, for example? It's important to know that because when you're creating content, you want to make sure you include those keywords. You want to make sure you're adding simple SEO strategies to all of your work. Listen to that episode if you have not. It's really important to keep SEO in mind no matter what platform you are creating on. So just to recap, 5 keys to building an online brand. Number 1, know your story and your why. Number 2, be clear on who you're trying to help. Number 3, define your brand identity. Number 4, build your online presence. And number 5, have a strategic content strategy. So if you need help building an online brand and business, I've created a simple framework that walks you through the steps of brand building along with monetization methods. It's an audio bundle curated from this podcast. It's about 2 hours. It includes 15 short episodes designed to guide you while you're on the go. It also includes a downloadable workbook to help you implement what you've learned. Or if you like more personalized hands-on guidance, you can fill out my coaching application to see if we're a good fit for working together in the future. Thanks so much for listening today. If this message resonated with you in any way, would you do me a favor and share this with someone else? My podcast is meant to be a blessing. It's meant to encourage you to pursue the God-led passion that God put inside of you so you can help someone else. Thanks again. Until next time.